This is Tier 2, Lesson 5, Writing Equations from a Graph. So now we're going to introduce you to piecewise functions. This graph is a piecewise function, meaning there's two functions or more. Right? So here's one piece and here's another piece. Both have the domain restricted at -1, right? So basically, we have two graphs. We have this line, which we could call the graph y equals 1. That's what that graph is. However, it's chopped off at 1. This graph is a quadratic function, right? If we go over 1, up 1, and then we have that parabola shape, so over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, but our center is down 3. So this graph is that quadratic function x squared, but we moved it down 3. If we moved it left or right, we would have had to factor that in too. However, it's also cut off here at 1. So what we say is we restrict the domain. So from this y equals 1 graph stops at -1. So this only exists for x values less than -1. Right? Any x values greater than -1 are different graph. So on this graph, it starts at -1 and goes for the rest of the graph. So this graph is only for x values greater than -1. We could say greater than or equal to because it's a filled in circle and it's not filled in here. I'm not going to worry about that very much. The pictures that I gave you are not going to be like that at all, so you don't have to worry. But basically, it's this graph from x values less than 1, and then it's this graph for x values greater than 1. Easy enough. Remember, there's the different linear, quadratic, and absolute value functions.